The proposed amendments to the National Liquor Policy Draft Bill could potentially lead to the age restriction on the sale of alcohol being increased to 21 years of age, as well as to the prohibition of the sale of alcohol within a 500-meter radius of schools, religious buildings, and such like. And this has caused quite a stir amongst liquor traders and associations. The Gauteng Liquor Forum, South African Liquor Traders Association, and the National Tourism Hospitality Association have all made submissions to oppose such amendments, arguing that they would damage the business opportunities for existing and new township businesses within the trade. And joining us to discuss the proposed amendments and their opposition towards them, we are joined by Mr. Linda Madida, the president of Gauteng Liquor Forum. Welcome, sir. And Mr. Mish Hlophe, the president of the South African Liquor Traders Association. And welcome, Ramesh.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Thank you for your time and joining us here. Somebody, probably those who drafted the laws and the amendments, and other members of the different communities would say, this is the step in the right direction. It's about time we increased the age restriction to 35. Others are wondering, why 21? Go up to 35. There's too much alcohol drinking in our nation. We need to reduce it. And they would say, you should welcome it. But you are opposed to this. Why?
Tim, we are not opposed. In fact, we support the increase from 18 to 21 in principle. The problem here is the implementation. You know, you will recall that an adult of 18 years is currently allowed to drink alcohol, 18, 19, 20 to 21. You've got this person who's been visiting your establishment throughout the years. Now he's 20. And then you tell him, no, you're not allowed in my establishment because you're not allowed to drink. How do you do that? And the tricky part of this thing is that the person that will be held liable for selling alcohol to a person who's not 21, it's me, the outlet owner. How will I know? Sometimes how will I tell if a person walks in my establishment and tell if he's 19 or 21? It's very difficult to do that. Take this scenario. See, you know we've got malls in townships. Every township we've got malls. Go to Checkers, Pick and Pay, there's a bottle store adjacent to that. You must watch the people that are entering that bottle store. They're children, you know, and no one is standing there and stop them, say, man, you look young. No, they walk in freely. But now this bill, I think is targeting us, the black liquor traders. I tell you why. We are currently, our business, these policies are being implemented, so to speak, by the SAPs, the police, you know. And most of the time, we are a victim. You will find that sometimes they might even deliberately send somebody who they know is underage, and then they come to my establishment, and I wouldn't know. No, to me, it's an adult.
And in other words, they trap you in
they
that
trap.
way. Yeah.
They're doing it.
Yes.
You know, they trap, and then I will be held liable.
Well, and you know, but there's also a view that the police are actually not doing their work anymore. They no longer raid shebeens and taverns and bottle stores. Do they?
No. They come only after a tip-off.
Okay.
To your place.
Yes.
And that's all, because they come after they hear something that you are doing this wrong.
Right.
And then they don't just come and visit.
But I mean, you are also opposed to the establishments not operating nearer schools and churches, right? The argument is, but surely there shouldn't be shebeens near schools or bottle stores near schools, that you should welcome that. 500 meters is actually a very short distance, that it should be kilometers away from schools. It's not possible, but yeah.
Trouble Team, our location was built long time ago. And some of the schools and churches, they come after we have built our tavern. That's the argument.
Yes.
Say, what must we do? Because the church fund me here. Every day there's church are mushroom. Yes. There's churches in the park, there's churches in the mall, there's churches. They are mushroom every day.
Yeah.
So how can we go into
if I were to follow on your logic, then you are saying it's the churches who must find a way of staying away from shebeens. Yes. It's them who must get licenses more than 500 meters away from shebeens. Is that the logic?
But Tim, I think there's something that you missed in this 500-meter radius.
Yeah.
You know, if you read it clearly, it says there shouldn't be outlets 500 meters away from residential areas. Let's start there first.
Yeah.
It's 500 meters away from residential areas. 99% of us are operating from our houses. So then it means everybody in all the townships in the country will have to close.
Yes.
It's impractical. It cannot happen. I mean, it's logic. You go around Soweto, go anywhere, go to Cape Town, Eastern Cape. We operating in our houses. Now they say we need to walk 500 away from our houses and have an establishment there. But the tricky part of this, I stay in Alexandra. They say 500 meters away from transport facilities, away from schools, recreational centers, you name them. You go to Sentin Square. There are a lot of pubs there. And then a walking distance, few steps.
From each other.
From each other. There's a library.
Yeah.
There's a Gauteng station.
The taxi rank.
There's a taxi rank. So then, you tend to, who's going to be affected? Is it everybody?
But I suppose, let's look at, obviously you must make your case, right? Like you are opposing and you have appealed to them. It's just to make sure that we as viewers also understand what informs your thinking, right? Yes. That why are you opposed to this? Because somebody might say, well, the government is trying to fix, if you will, is trying to fix our nation. They think that we drink too much and that it's young people who are drinking and it's as a result of exposure to alcohol establishments. And that is why they have to find ways of reducing the access to alcohol.
We agree with him that the government is fighting against abuse of alcohol.
Yeah.
But very few people are abusing alcohol. Many people are drinking alcohol normally. Few are abusing alcohol. You can point the finger out of my environment, 3 or 4 or 2. But they want to accuse everybody that is abusing alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think I must state that, as an association, we do promote responsible drinking. It's sort of our Bible every time we meet. We encourage our members not to sell to already intoxicated people, not to sell to underage, not to sell to pregnant women. We need to, as I said, to operating from our houses. We respect our neighbors. The level of our sound should be reasonable. We should not disturb the peace of our neighbors. We promote, we are parents, Tim, before we can classify ourselves.
But let me make an argument, right? And then we'll come up with proposals, because even if you oppose, I'm sure you've got ideas on how government can deal with the problem that it believes it's dealing with. But in terms of your experience and the government's experience with we raised taxes, we imposed a number of restrictions on cigarette smoking, and that is why we've reduced cigarette smoking. On the basis of that lesson, we're doing the same with alcohol.
Yeah.
What's your argument?
You have touched the right point there. You can increase the amount of alcohol. People will never stop drinking. They'll never. But what you'll be doing by doing that, you'll be putting people more into debt. Now people who try to save money to buy that beer instead of buying a bread. Because I cannot stop drinking my beer today just because yesterday I bought it by 10 rand, today it's 20 rand. Therefore, I'm not going to buy. I will make sure that I buy it. But now, who's going to suffer? The family. You know what the government also does? They come into with this idea of increasing tariffs, annual tariffs, of those who are having tavern license. With the aim that said one is a social responsibility and all that. But what they were doing, if you increase, currently if you've got a license, you pay about 2,005. And then they want to increase it to 5,000, 100% increment. We don't know exactly the reason behind. But if you do that, then it means I must also increase my prices. So what I'm doing, I'm putting more people into debt.
Let me ask then, how are your businesses going to be affected by this? So let's look at it from your point of view now, because these are real businesses, right, for the operators. For someone who doesn't operate them, you think, well, it's just a pastime. But it's serious business to you. So if this new law comes into being, into effect, how does that affect you?
Yeah, Tim, first of all, let us tell you, as associations, we say everybody must be compliant.
Yeah.
Everybody must be licensed. So if these laws come, the patrons will move away from us because we are association members. Tell them we don't want under 21, we don't want this, we don't want this. They avoid us and go to the illegal trading businesses. So if they go to, because illegal trading businesses, they close, they run 24 hours. So me, I close at 2 o'clock. They say they don't want me. So it's going to kill our business because all these people will go to this illegal trading.
But do you employ people in your establishments? I mean, is it a job creator?
We do.
Yes.
They do. The minimum that the people employ is about 3 to 5. Let's say 3 to 5.
3 to 5, yeah.
We do employ. And we are contributing to job creation, because we don't ask for grants. Imagine now if they come with these strict laws. Most of us are going to be out of job. I mean, I cannot go. Look at Mr. Madida. The Mr. Madida can walk into an office and ask for a job. I might also have a challenge. So give us an opportunity, give us a space. All that we are doing is to make ends meet. I've got a degree. My mom, I took the piece from my mother. She took me to school, to varsity, through the Shebeen. Our mother's Shebeen is also still called Lily's Place. That's my mom. May her soul rest in peace. We do this not for fun. We do this for a living. And if the government talks about creating jobs, about 450,000 jobs, 1.3 by 2019, we are there. We are assisting. All that the government has to do, let's work together. We are aware that we deal with a product that can be harmful when it's being abused.
Let's now try and find a meeting point, right?
Yeah.
Government has got its own intentions. Members of the public also would like to see certain things happen. And then we've got the traders on one side who also have got their interests to be protected. What must we do now to find each other? What do you think? What should happen if government is trying to fight alcohol abuse and any other social problems that go with alcohol consumption? How should we find the middle point here?
The middle point is that we as associations, we are prepared to help the government who fight abuse because we are there, we can help them with education. That's all we need. Education is a key point.
Right.
We must educate our patrons.
Yes.
That they must not abuse. They must drink
And according to you, they do listen and it works.
It works because if they tell them that don't smoke here, go and smoke there. They go and smoke there.
They comply.
Don't drink here, go and drink there. They comply.
Yes.
Yes. They know that Wabos Banban is strict.
Yes.
That's exact. You know, with our customers tend to be part of our family. Sometimes a patron knows where his seat is.
Yes.
If there's a person that's walked in and he sits in a seat, and then he'll feel uncomfortable. That person, they will even sometimes tell him, Ubabu Umatito Salala. So we know we're like a family. You can tell when somebody has taken more. You say, please, man, I think now we can go. You can go home. If I've got a facility to take him home, I'll do that. The challenge that with our kids, the people that the government should pay more attention to, is our children. But we don't have control over them because one, they do not come to our establishment because they're not going to allow them.
They go to illegal ones anyway.
Beside the illegal ones, they go to the malls. And then, you wonder the monies that the kids are spending on alcohol.
Yeah.
I wonder, I can't afford the drinks that these children are spending on. They'll buy those alcohol, they'll go to drinks, they'll go to the parks. They'll drink there all day and night. We don't know what's happening there. Their security and all that. But our patrons, we are aware. When you say only ladies, this is a ladies' loo, surely you will never find a man in there. So we are interacting. So it's education that is most important.
With this age, 18 to 21, let the government involve us because we knew these children. They grow in front of us. But now, by saying, how do you going to see that this child is 18 or 19? Because it's the same. So if you involve us to make these laws, Don't just come and implement.
Okay. My takeaway from our discussion then is that jobs must be saved and then businesses are likely to be destroyed if these laws are implemented unilaterally.
Yes.
That the best solution in the interim is cooperation between yourselves and the authorities and education campaign. Very, very important.
Very important.
Public education campaign targeting children and targeting everybody else. And the fact that religious institutions themselves are mushrooming, that maybe they need to be licensed as well so that they can be established. I understood it properly.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's hope that through these discussions, we can find a common ground and common solution. But thanks very much for talking to us and paying us a visit.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate.
Thank you, Tim.
Well, there you are. Would also like to hear your views. I mean, your contribution. How should we sort out this problem of alcohol consumption and alcohol establishments in our neighborhoods? Should they be banned outright, or should they be allowed to operate and that the authorities cooperate with them? Write to us. The email address is tonight@modise.tv.